Hey guys, it's me, your boy Jezix, and today we're gonna talk about Genshin, current game state, and what I think they should do to improve the game, and why I'm actually slowed down on the game itself, not including that my main channel got copyright strike by Genshin devs itself. So let's have a quick talk about the game and what I think the game should improve as well, to make it better for us, for all the players, to have more enjoyable experience. So first of all, we're gonna talk about the bad things the game has. So it's resin. Obviously, it's resin. If you want to farm the game content, you need resin, like bosses, ley lines, and so on, domains as well. So the problem is with this, because you need the materials for character ascensions, you need to farm the bosses, you need to farm ley lines for XP books, and on top of that, if you want to min-max your character, you need to farm the artifact domains. And the artifact domain rates are honestly really terrible. If we just go on my backpack and just go on the artifacts, I have loads of artifacts farmed up. I'm not even leveling up on my best artifacts at the moment because I did slow down on the game itself, because the game, in my eyes, doesn't have contents to actually be enjoyable after all this time. So as you can see, most of my artifacts that I farmed up mainly come with defense stat or HP. There's loads of them, and the RNG is insane when you think about that. The artifacts have a higher chance, obviously, to contain defense or HP, not like attack or crits multiplier, or the element for specific character you need. So that's insane. On top of that, you have limited resin, and the resin refresh rate is 8 minutes per one resin. This is way too long. It should be cut down. I don't even see the need to have the resins in the game. I don't understand from the dev point why they done the resins in the game. It's because if there was no limit on the resins, I mean, you could just farm the content indefinitely. Most of the day one players would have already quit the game, because imagine if you would have unlimited resin, you could just farm out, min-max your characters, and that's it. Basically, the game is done for you. You wouldn't have anything to do. They couldn't really keep up with the content. So that's the first problem what I see with the game, is the resins. Obviously, I don't see them actually cutting down on them, at least at this moment. Maybe in the future, when we have loads of content to do, they might outright just remove the resin, but that's totally up to them. That's, just speculation. Probably they're gonna keep it for like a couple years, maybe even longer. We'll see. Because the current pace of updates they keeping, like, the game gets updates every 6 weeks so far. There's not much to do with them as well. So as that said, let's move on to the next topic. It's game updates. And if you actually guys notice, we got like 2 updates so far, and the 1.3 patch is coming out soon, in less than a week. But the main problem about the updates is the content. So it takes around 6 weeks as well. Don't get me wrong, I like the game and I do enjoy the game a lot. I mean, the graphics, visuals, everything about the game is nice, pretty much, from the game story, like. But on the game content itself, the game is pretty bad and stale. So if you look on the first update, 1.1, it came out, we got Act 1 final story parts, a new boss fight, which was Child. It was decent. I think the 1.1 actually was decent with its update. It brought a lot of quality of life features as well, which we actually really needed. But besides the quick story and one single boss fight, it did not bring any content besides that. So that was pretty much done in like 20-30 minutes of game time. Oh, but the plus, we got the bounty system, which mostly all of us are already maxed out, and you don't really have any need to do it besides getting some more every week and so. But bounty system is already dead. So I mean, they could just worked on it a little bit more, maybe just done it so the bounty system has some kind of infinite loop where you can just actually farm it up every week. I mean, you could get some experience afterward, you could get some more rewards, or even you could level up it even more, like each level gives you like some primo gems instead afterwards. I mean, that would be nice for free-to-play players, especially who don't spend money on the game. So let's move on 1.2. It brought the Dragon Spine. It was a hyped update. I mean, a lot of people were waiting for it. So the update came out, we got the new region, not the region, just a small area called Dragon Spine. And let me tell you this, the update was fine for the first day, I would say like this. I'm not saying that all the players completed all the content fast like I did, but pretty much for me, I completed Dragon Spine at 100% exploration, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it's 100% exploration. Then we had the Frostbearing tree where we had to collect Crimson Wishes to level it up. And after that, after a couple of weeks of doing Crimson Wishes, this area is dead. You don't have a single reason to come back ever to this area because it doesn't really have anything for you besides, I would say, the Cryo domain, well, and Hydro as well of the artifacts. But besides that, there's like zero reason to ever come back to this area because it doesn't have any replayability. So the problem is they could add some random up events that could just occur like world events. I mean, the game is kind of lacking that kind of stuff, like random world events, let's say at specific times. Or, I mean, we have some world quests if I'm not mistaken, but they pretty much gives nothing and there's like no real reason to do them as well. And after you actually complete the 100% exploration on the region, that's pretty much it. You don't really have anything else to do in that region. I'm not just talking about Dragon Spine. It's like that with most of the regions. Because let's say, what you're gonna do in Mondstadt? Okay, maybe you're gonna farm some materials for whatever stuff you're gonna need. But by this point, pretty much day one players who played like let's say 4 hours a day, maybe less than that, should have done pretty much everything you can in the game. And only real gameplay content in the game is, I'm gonna show you guys, it's summons. So basically you summon, you get a character, and you level up the character. You play with the character 10 minutes, and that's pretty much it. What you gonna use your character for? Like, for 10 minutes of gameplay each day? The main problem with the game is anyway skipping, the contents part of the areas and stuff and updates. I mean, 1.3 doesn't look that great as well. We're getting one character shower, which I'm hyped about it. But on the content-wise, we just getting a new event. If the event is like Dragon Spine with Albedo, which was like 10 minutes each part for like, we had 4 parts on it. So that's like, 30-40 minutes of content, and that's pretty much it in like 6 weeks of development. So yeah, just going on the next part, I think wishes and like wishing for the characters, especially if you're someone who pays money, I honestly don't see any reason to actually summoning on new characters, because let's say you got a new character you're gonna use on the game for exactly what content? Like, exactly what content you're gonna use the character for? The only content you have in the game, I haven't completed this one because I'm slacking. So the only content you have in the game right now is 4 daily commissions and 160 resins, and that's it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you have more content. Okay, you have Spartal Abyss, which is like every 2 weeks, but I mean, it's a decent content, but still, it's not content we need. It's not end game content just around 2 weeks Spartal Abyss resets. I mean, and it is kind of stale as well. I mean, I might go on the Spiral Abyss later on, or maybe in a different video. So the main thing, what I see, you shouldn't even summon on the new characters because honestly, you don't have anywhere where to use them. I mean, yeah, it's fun to play with the new characters. Obviously, I want to play with the new characters as well, but the problem is that you don't really have to use them much anywhere besides daily commissions and 160 resin. I mean, pretty much unless you're a new player. Then, as a new player, you honestly have a content for like, let's say, a week. If you're like a proper player who plays like a lot, maybe less than a week. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but yeah, the problem, we don't have much content on the new characters. So I think I covered much about what the problems are of the game. It's mainly resin. We don't have any content in the game, like replayable content, like some random events that just pop out in the world. So we have a reason to come back to certain areas, um, and some small other stuff like what you could do in area when you're coming back. Let's say even some kind of puzzles that would refresh, or even the chests could be refreshed every month or so, so we can have some stuff to do and explore again the content areas. But looks like the devs don't care about that, because don't forget, guys, this is a gacha game. The main thing what they want to do is to print money off the game. I mean, I'm not saying only about gachas games, but the gachas games are specially made for that, because if you actually look on the updates, older updates that came out honestly went in mainly focusing on the characters. Well, Dragon Spine was a nice addition, but as I said, the content ran out real quick, and I don't really have any reason to come back there. I don't even remember when the last time I was on Dragon Spine. I don't even get the daily commissions in it. Maybe I got it one time. So yeah, um, they should be improving that aspect of the game, and then obviously I think the development, that is 6 weeks, is not that big amount of time, but knowing that miHoYo or Genshin Impact developers are kind of big company, and especially that he got so much money out of it back, they definitely would have picked up the pace and brought out much more content. I mean, I know it's not easy to make games and so on, but company that big who got like what 300 million, and it's going up even more each new character releases and so on, to get loads of money from that, from other stuff as well. And this is not their first game as well. I mean, I would say they could at least release Dragon Spine kind of region every major update. Every 6 weeks, they could definitely manage to make Dragon Spine size region or area, as you would call it. So yeah, the content is stale. As far as we know, 1.3 is not gonna bring any new areas as well. Just a little bit expansion with the new boss, as far as I heard. And some rumors floating around 1.4, 1.5 that is gonna be some kind of events. Maybe they had some small areas. I don't know. I mean, we have to wait and see. Obviously, everything can change, but at the moment the game development is going really slow, and I think they should improve the pace, because a lot of players and people I know are leaving the game. So it's not only me, because I honestly just log into the game to do daily commissions and spend my resin, and I don't do anything else besides that, because if I just go on my inventory, I have so many materials that I don't really need more than that. And you can understand my point that there is really no need to grind anything that is not resin related. So I think that's the major flaws in the game, that they should pick up the pace, do something about the resin, obviously, and make the game more replayable, because right now I'm on the I'm on a close step to quit the game, and not only me, as I said. I know a lot of people who are actually quitting the game and so on because there's nothing to do. Like even my friend who said After the first month, you said, that's it, the game has nothing to do. Let's come back after 2-3 years, because honestly, there's nothing to do. Like, what you can do in the game if it doesn't have any replayable content. And yeah, I think that's the major flaws. I think I covered everything, guys. So make sure to leave the comment down below if you liked what I was talking, if you think I'm right, or if you think I'm wrong. Tell me why you think like that. You think the game is still in enjoyable state? You can replay the game indefinitely? And yeah, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Sadly, as I said, my main channel got copyrighted by MiHoYo, so it's not probably coming back. So I'm gonna do this on my new channel, some content about Genshin and some other games. As I said, I'm not saying I'm not gonna play Genshin at all, just I'm gonna slow down on it, I suppose, because in its current state it's not really enjoyable anymore as it used to be. So yeah, guys, see you next time. Peace out.